Hello, something guys and gals. This is Hammond here. Since I'm currently on a one video streak of Modern Warfare games, I wanted to address the other half of the Modern Warfare spectrum, and that is Battlefield 4. Now, before I begin, I want to talk about Battlefield 3, because that was technically the first Battlefield game that I have experienced. Now, I remember when my friend used to still be in Oregon before he moved to Pennsylvania that I had watched him play some gameplay of Battlefield 2 and I think Battlefield 1942. And what I can remember is that it was a tactical war game with like tickets, like amount of deaths that you can have before it all runs out and then you lose. Battlefield 3, for many, was a game that tried to emulate the Call of Duty franchise by making everything all brown and gray, increasing the graphics resolution but not improving the gameplay, and in fact, kind of toning it down so that, it can have a Call of Duty audience. And then, boast about its new graphics engine without utilizing it and just being blurred along everything else. But for me, I got some enjoyment out of the game. It's still somewhat different from Call of Duty, and honestly, I I don't like the whole gimmicky kill streak shit or kill streak rewards and whatnot. I just like to have the things at my disposal and not get pissed off when I'm like one kill away from a kill streak item and then I just get killed off right then and there. It gets rid of that. And there's a more team oriented experience, like, ammo drops and health drops and reviving teammates. And you get points for it too, which helps you level up. So, there's at least some incentive to do that as well. And yeah, I enjoyed it. But for Battlefield 4, it doesn't, it literally just gives us the same face for the logo. I know you're not supposed to judge a game by its cover, but literally you can do that with Battlefield 4 because it looks almost the fucking same as Battlefield 3. Like, almost the same soldier, just a different, like, a movement. He's got his fucking rifle and pistol and whatnot. And notice that the American badge is not, like, grayed out. It's all clear, blue, white, and red because patriotism. I mean, okay, you can say that Battlefield 3 wasn't the right sort of, improvement from Battlefield 2, but it was a change. It had changed at least significantly. The graphics were a lot more boosted. The combat was more fluid and not so awkward and all of a sudden from Battlefield 2. But Battlefield 3 and 4, you can't really tell the difference. It just seems like they're selling you the same fucking game. And not really boasting much of anything except a commander mode, which kind of makes me wonder why they didn't have it to begin with. It's like they had that in Battlefield 2 and then they just decided to throw it off because they're too fucking focused on, the graphics. They're all so fucking focused on the resolution. And often I just wonder, is graphics really all that's made up to be? Because how do people enjoy Minecraft when it's not particularly, it's not graphically pleasing, but it is aesthetically pleasing. I mean, you can make worlds out of it out of just blocks. You can make beautiful landscapes just out of simple geometrical blocks and whatnot. It's just kind of EA's and DICE's admittance that they just can't make their own game. That they're so afraid of losing money that now they are pretty much just emulating everything else around it and pretending to be that. It's like a new form of peer pressure, video game peer pressure, where game titles are so afraid of their own goddamn license and what made them them that they start to lose their identity and just try to please everyone. It's happened with the Resident Evil 6. It's happened with, I'm trying to think of other titles. Well, Battlefield 4, of course. Well, Battlefield 3 lost some of its identity. Yes, it was a significant change for Battlefield 2, but still, it lost a lot of its identity. And what else? That's really all I can think of right now. I'm way too tired to try to think. But yeah, these games are so fucking afraid of their own license that they have to, have a little bit of everything. Quick time events. It's got to have, third person shooting with, a cover mechanic with quick time events and cinematics from like fucking Metal Gear Solid. It doesn't try to be its own thing. It just tries to be everything so that no one, is dissatisfied. But ironically, everyone becomes dissatisfied because it's just not its own title. It's just under pressure of, being afraid to be its own fucking thing. It just, like I said, tries to be everything and then nothing. And that's why I wouldn't really give a shit for Battlefield 4, because it doesn't look like the kind of game that wants to get any better. It just wants to be Call of Duty. It just wants to keep towing that middle ground where, graphics are good, gameplay's somewhat alright, but not any better. And like Call of Duty, it does a pretty fucking great job of trying to indoctrinate this bloated patriotism and military industrial complex, but it does so even worse. And I've heard that the story is even worse than Battlefield 3. And Battlefield 3 was pretty fucking horrible. Really fucking horrible. Just straight roller coaster ride, followed by quick time events that you cannot possibly fail. So there's really no reason to do it to begin with, or even have it to begin with. And a story that always lingers on America is great, Russia's bad, America's great. Did we say that Russia's bad? Because, yeah, they're bad. Oh, Iraq is bad, blah, 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 America, land home, that bullshit. They're not their own thing. They don't just simply have, the game that it was, with cool ass vehicles that you can drive freely in an open area, fight off baddies, whether or not they are American or Russian or German or Iraqi. It just doesn't matter. It's just about the gameplay. I never gave a shit when I played the Russian army in Battlefield 3, because honestly, in the game, they look nothing like, they don't look significantly different. Funny thing is that all the Russian classes have masks on, so you can't see their faces. I would say that this is to try to avoid like racism, like, try to make it seem as though this is what Russian people look like when they're wearing, their military outfits with their faces all shown. But I kind of think it's fucking racist, because, they're too afraid to just have their own interpretation of it, whether or not it's bad or good. But I never gave a shit. I just played the game. I didn't fucking care whether or not I was Russian or American. The only time I cared is when it had something to do with like a rush game mode, because usually the Russians would always be the one defending these points. Ironically, since America's always the one who's victimized and whatnot. But that's the only time I cared, and it still had nothing to do with like an ideological thing. It's just, the Russians just are always defending these points, and America's always the ones attacking, and I prefer to play defense. It's like with Team Fortress 2. I don't care ideologically or politically if if I'm playing red or blue. I usually like to play red because they defend most of the time in the game mode. And I like to play defense. That's why I like to play defense in soccer. Because I like it. Not because it's like an ideological thing. It's like, oh, well, offense is a little too, mean or something like that. Or, oh, America has a tendency to attack all the time. Or I love America or whatnot. No, 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 no. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. It's not like I always preferred the Russian army because I love Russia and I hate that America always makes Russia look bad. I know America makes Russia look bad, but that has nothing to do with why I play the Russian army most of the time. And when it's a conquest map, it doesn't even fucking matter. I just, okay, America, why not? I don't care. It doesn't fucking matter. But apparently it fucking does. Apparently it does the Battlefield. Apparently it does the EA. Apparently it does the DICE. And they just don't care anymore. They don't care about the license. I thought DICE probably still cared a bit, but I don't think they do. I think they've been pushed down that corridor so long that they just have lost any, like, care in the world for any of their licenses. Like, Need for Speed is being made by DICE. And they're using the Frostbite engine. And the game used to be about, you know, driving fast, driving with fun, customizing your car and whatnot. But now it's just, like I said, graphical display of a shell. A fucking shell and pretty much nothing more inside of it. It'd be like if I bought a fucking 2-liter of Mountain Dew for the bottle and not for the drink. Just like that. Like, it had no drink. It's like, hey, you paid $2.05 for a 2-liter bottle with nothing in it. Isn't that wonderful, huh? Don't you like the little lines across the bottle's length? Do you like the little neck on it? Do you like the little bottom with the little pins on it or whatnot? Yeah, because I really fucking cared about how the shape of a fucking bottle was. I wanted to care what was inside of it. I like the drink. I like the drink. I like how it tastes. I like how it gets me all caffeinated and crazy and energetic. I never cared once about Battlefield's boasts about, oh, the destructive physics. I wanted to see how the gameplay worked. I wanted to see if it had any new features. I wanted to see if it improvised. And honestly, I'm not seeing that. I'm just seeing it as slight improvements, but not revolutionary improvements. Just, you know, like Call of Duty, just towing the middle ground. Never try to get any higher. Just slowly little, just like little baby fucking steps forward and whatnot. Oh, you got your commander mode. We took that off from Battlefield 2 because we had to work so hard on the graphics engine. We just apparently did not have enough money to put the thing that actually fucking matters. We're just all about the fucking shell. We're always about prettying up a fucking mannequin and not caring about what the clothes are, how the clothes make me feel, how I like about the clothes or whatnot. I mean, shit, just fucking gets ridiculous. So, yes. Battlefield 4, or Battlefield Horror. A game that emulates everything because it's afraid to be its own fucking game, towing the middle line, not trying to evolve, and pretty much propagating the same fucking propaganda about military industrial complexes, patriotism, hysteria, paranoia, and, you know, sensationalism. So I still have one more game I wanted to discuss. I'm not going to tell you until the next video. So, bye.